Greetings everyone on YouTube and Facebook. This is Joshua 7 Thunders, and I'm coming to you today with a Grow 4 survival video, and the 4 is with a number 4 instead of the letters 4. I'm going to do a video on emergency preparedness and survival supplies that you should have in these trying times in case of an emergency, like a fire, an earthquake, a tornado, a flood. It's all kind of disasters going on in war-torn countries. This is a painting I'm working on. I'm an artist. I went to Western Michigan University. You could check out my last video. It's kind of long, but you could put it on while you're working like I do. I watch YouTube videos, listen to music while I'm sorting seeds, working on my LED lights, cleaning up, working out, doing menial chores around my house during this kind of separation period I have. Alright, this is a survival bag. This is my survival bag, or I call it an Exodus bag. Some people call it a bug out bag. You can find this on Amazon also. It's called a wolf soldier bag. This on the back so you could strap things to the back. You could put a scarf there, your swimming trunks if they're still wet. It has a mesh drink holder, and you could put swimming trunks and stuff coming from the beach, but you can put bottles in here. And it has a strap to tighten it down. It has a lot of amenities. It has an outer pocket right here, and there's a little pocket here, so there's little straps here where you can put things, like flashlights and stuff like that. Quick to reach things, a lighter. You know, you can slide a lighter in these little things. You could put cartridges if it's getting like that. You see that? Or a knife, or all kind of stuff you can put in there. It has another pack here where you can put this mesh. I have it ready to get. I took this to Jamaica last winter when I went to check on the Higher Heights Exodus camp. I hadn't been there in 9 years, and so I took this bag. I use it as my carry-on. It has an expandable zipper here to make the bag bigger, or you could compress this and zip it down so it's smaller, and then zip it back up. That zips down, or you can zip it back out and make it a bigger compartment on the inside, like that. And this pack has more pockets in it, and it has this feature. I have lighters and decking screws, and I use these drills for construction. Like, you can build a camp with these. This is a pilot hoe, and this is a driver, a screwdriver. The decking screws have a hex head, so it really grips and drives good. I use these for building. They're rechargeable. You can charge them with a portable power station. These are 20 volt, and 20 volt power tools are really beneficial for building off-grid and charging it with the sun and a lithium iron phosphate power station. So it has these, I hope you can see that, little compartments that you can put lighters in there, or you can put cartridge ammo or something like that. It has another pocket over here with a drawstring to tighten it. And in here I have a char Altoid case. It has a hole drilled in it. You can put cloth chopped up and put it in a fire and it make char cloth. Right now I got cotton in it. On your and it starts fires with the ferro rod. I'll show you what a ferro rod is pretty soon. And in here I have a can opener, and it's really important, and this is just props, really important to have a can opener that really works. Or you can use your knife, and I'll show you that on another video, how to use a survival knife. This is paracord. I'll link paracord in the links below. Titan paracord is what I use. This is a backup. I believe in redundancy and having two in case you lose one. And what else is in here? get to the number one things I would have in a survival situation. That pack to put things in. Then an EDC knife. This is Ontario knife, Randall's Adventure Training, or RAT 1. I don't like the name. That's the only thing I don't like about it. This is a RAT 1. It's 3 inches long. It's called EDC, means everyday carry. It's from Ontario Knife, and they have a really good machete. It's in my truck or something. I cut firewood, and I'll show you the saws I cut firewood. I have a double burner, 55-gallon drum wood stove in my basement. I don't have a furnace. I heat my house with wood. This is a RAT 1, Randall's Adventure Training. I have a RAT 7, 7-inch blade. I left in Jamaica, but I'll link that description in the description below. That's one of my favorite knives of all time. This one and a RAT 7. And I have straight knives and cold steel. This is my favorite, and you carry this everywhere you go. I use this more than any of my knives, the 3-inch EDC. You cut rope, you can cook with it, make you almond butter and whole wheat sandwich with jam. So this is, and cut potatoes and all that camp prep. This is my survival knife. I have a RAT 7 in Jamaica. I left with a good brother down there. I made this sheath. It's made out of Kydex. It has the kind of paracord I'm telling you about, Titan. I burn the ends to keep it from unraveling, but you're supposed to unravel. I just cut it if I really needed it. I have it laced through the things. I have grommets on here. This is my fire steel holder that I put onto the knife. I made a dangle to hang from my belt so it's lower. And this is the Schrade SCHM 51. The M stands for micarta. It has a micarta handle, a really tough handle. It got a good finger choil right here and right here. If you want to grip closer or further back, magnesium rods. And I'm doing it up in the air, but you should put this on a solid surface and strike with the back of the knife. But because I'm not on a solid surface, I'll do it like this for you. That makes fires with that little, with some tinder. And you can use cotton, you can use dry grass, you can use shredded up birch bark. There's a lot of things you can use for a dry tinder, but you should bring a little bit with you in case it's raining. And I can make fire in the rain if you get to the inner part of a branch, a standing dead branch. And you baton with this. You can process firewood, you can make a shelter, you can dig a hole, you can open a coconut with this from pop tops, the jelly ones, by just cutting into the hole and prying it. Holds tight. And I got a video of how I make this. I make a press with exercise mats, and I use a heat gun to press this to the shape of the knife. But you look at that on my show on how to make a Kydex sheath. And then in here I have a backup knife. And all these will be linked in the description below, where I get a small kickback if you buy it off Amazon. This is a good under $30 survival knife. It has a Scandi grind. It has a rope cutter right here on it that cuts through ropes or seat belts if somebody's stuck. It has a really good molded handle on it. And it's sharp, and it comes with its own fire steel on here. And it's under $30. This is a really good sheath. It has a belt dangle like the SEMA one that you don't have to take your belt off. You can just hook this on your belt, and you got a fire steel, and it's under $30. You have holes to put paracord or cordage in here, and use it. You can make a bow drill fire, and I have a video on how to do that pretty soon, God willing. This is on Amazon too. It's a good backup, or if you're on a budget, an all-purpose good knife. I use it for cooking, cutting tough stuff like potatoes, yams, carrots, stuff like that. This is another knife. It's another Schrade, and Schrade makes really good budget survival knives. I forget the name of this, but I'll link it in the description below. It is a drop point. You see the shape of that? Has good jimping, has a good finger choil, a good molded handle. I think it's a 5-inch blade. It feels real comfortable in the hand, and that's either a saber grind or a drop point because of the curve in here. But this batons and splits firewood, carves, open coconuts, opens cans. You could drive this into a can and just wedge it and open a can if you don't have a can opener. And this is 1095 hard carbon steel that strikes. Not all steel works with magnesium ferrowide fire starters, rod fire starters. 1095 high carbon steel works with it. And then I'm going to get to the machetes. If I was on the Dude You Screwed show, and this has a piggyback pouch. Right now I got a sharpener. And it comes with this. It comes with a sharpener. I'll link this in the description below on Amazon. And these are knives I've tried for over 2 years now. And see that they're worked. It's raining outside today. And so I'm in the house today. Now for cutting firewood, my main sauce, and this is my extended stay Exodus bag. I got a video of that on this channel too that I did a few years ago. This is a bigger, it has an internal frame for when you really got to go and not come back. Or for longer trips, missions, camp outs, where you're going to be gone for longer than a week. In here is the #1 tool I would have other than my survival knife. And a machete. They call it a machete in Jamaica. This is a cold steel jungle machete. It's really thick. It's 1095 hard carbon steel. You can strike a ferro rod with it. It's heavy. It has a really good handle with a finger choil so your hand doesn't slip. It has a good lanyard hole. I got to put a paracord lanyard in there. And it's weight forward like a hatchet. I don't like hatchets because they cause the most injuries. And this you can baton wood with too. If you had a bigger stick than this, you could hit this and split wood also. And strike magnesium ferro rods out of it. This can make a shelter, clear trails, chop down trees, process firewood, open coconuts. You can dig with it by holding it like this. I've digged yams with it in Jamaica, the big Renta and African yams that get like huge. They're starchy, they're not sweet like the sweet yams, like a potato. And it's a staple in Jamaica, but you can dig with this. This is a cold steel jungle machete, and I'll link it in the description below on Amazon. And I like the Ontario knife military machete, but I have it somewhere else. It's downstairs, and I don't have that one right now. And this is a different kind of machete. This is a Condor Tula knife parang, and it's from like the East, the Asians, the Orient, and it has a real good ergonomic handle where I might have to put lander cords in all of these. This has a really good grip, a really good swing to it. It's used for processing bamboo. You can baton with it by hitting it with another piece of wood and splitting logs. You can make a shelter with it. You can do agriculture, cultivation with this. This is a jungle parang, and it's from Condor Tool and Knife. Condor makes really good blades, knives, machetes, all of that kind of thing. And you could put another knife like this EDC knife or sharpener in this piggyback pouch. And it has a good strap to secure the handle in it. And this piggyback pouch has a second knife, so you have a small knife and a big blade for multi-purposes, all in one container, in one package. And you can untie this. This is paracord. You can use it to start a fire with a bow drill and a fireboard, or you can use it to tie this to your hip so that when you pull in the blade it doesn't come up. But this is a Condor jungle machete, really good machete for chopping, wood processing, survival purposes, agriculture, clearing brush, and a little bit of food prep. You can cut up a coconut, chop open coconuts with this too. And it has a really good swing. This one feels excellent. Look at the shape of that. So this is a Condor tool and knife jungle machete. I'll link it in the description below too. And I get a small kickback, about 4% of every sale that I make on these channels. And this is it has a really good hard sheath with all kind of places to tie paracord or hang other things from it. It has a belt loop connector right here, and this is really sharp and is really good for cutting grass. See the shape of that? This is more tactical for because it's a sword machete for times where you might have cannibals, zombies and stuff running around, who knows, noisome beasts. But this has a really good feel, and this is the sharpest of all my machetes. This just slices through grass and weeds like a razor blade. It's lightweight, it's from Schrade Knives, it's a short machete, more tactical, more military, more self-defense machete that you can also cultivate with chop open coconuts, open yams. But it is extremely sharp, it's more lightweight, it's high carbon steel. It has a drop point curve in here for chopping through certain things. It's very ergonomic, really good handle shape, rubberized. It's full tang, which means the blade goes all the way through the handle. Every knife I'm showing you is full tang, which means the metal goes all the way through the handle and doesn't stop up here. Those fall apart after a while and come loose. It has a good machete snap so it doesn't come out. This is the sword machete on Amazon from Schrade. And then for processing firewood, I do quite a bit. I get about a truckload of firewood a week here. Sometimes 2 trucks of firewood. This is my favorite saw company. This is a silky saw. I've been using it. This is a strap that is straps to your thigh. But the straps right here. And I got the straps is really strong Velcro. But the straps around your thigh. Right here. And you pull it out. And I broke one too. It was my fault. It dropped from way up and hit a rock. You can use these to cut coconuts out the tree too. If you attach this to a bamboo pole and lash it, you can stand on the ground and saw it on whole bunches of coconuts, jelly coconuts. But this is for cutting down bamboo, for sawing firewood especially. It cuts like butter through wood. It's silky shigoi. And shigoi means excellent or wow or fantastic. Shigoi in the Japanese. I really love Japanese culture, the Japanese people. I build koi ponds, waterfall streams, and I designed and created a Baki triple filter using dollar store materials and totes, scrubbies, sponges, volcanic rock, charcoal, and it goes through different totes, and then it goes through moving deep bed filter and then back to the pond. I got a video on that too. So this is a silky shigoi, and I have a Zubat I left in Jamaica. That's a smaller one with more finer teeth, and it cuts really good. It's good for processing bamboo. And we have lumber grade bamboo all around with clumps this thick at the Higher Heights project, and they're about 100 feet tall, ready to build with. Well, we got to cure it first. And then this is the big silky. And I got these tips from Canadian Prepper on the Canadian Prepper show. And this is the Silky Katana Boy 650. And this is for felling big trees. And you unscrew this so you can, it's locked in. And you press here, open it up, and then you screw it back this way. And this can saw down huge trees, cut big logs down silently, without gas, without oil, without noise, without pollution. I like to do things quietly, even though my name is Seven Thunders. It ain't got nothing to do with loudness. It's a mystic way I got my name. I prayed for God to send lightning. If I was a certain person resurrected and God sent 7 lightnings, so that's how I got my name. You saw like this, and you can saw through big trees like this big around. You know, about 30-inch tree, as big as you need to build a cabin or a structure, or A-frame, if you're in a survival situation, or process big logs with. There's a Katana Boy 650, and you can find that in the links below. And check out Canadian Prepper. He has really, really good equipment reviews. That's where I got the tip to get this one from. Canadian Prepper, link and subscribe to him if you would. And subscribe to me is free. There's no cost for subscription, and every like and comment. And when this doesn't work, I use 80 volt and 56 volt lithium iron phosphate power saws. And these are the two. I've tried out quite a few chainsaws. These are the two I like the best. This is a 16-inch A.K.A, and it has a lithium iron phosphate battery, and it has a charger. Excuse me. This is a charger that this charges this battery. It doesn't produce exhaust, pollution. It only takes bar chain oil to oil the chain. It doesn't take oil in the gas. Smoke ain't coming out. It's got a low carbon footprint, and it cuts through. I'm like holding it all dangerous. It cuts everything you need to build a cabin, to process firewood, to clear trails on your survival properties, your homesteads. And it's easy to start. You don't have to keep starting. When I have chainsaws, I'm starting, arms start hurting. You know what I mean? Frustrating. You got to adjust this, adjust that. This one, you just pull this button back, pull the safety brake back, pull this button back, pull the trigger. There you go. No smoke, no pulling, no this. Safety brake back, pull the trigger, back, this back, pull the trigger. Easy to start, no priming, no doing this, no that smoke coming out in your face. And it's quieter. And it processes firewood. This does almost a whole, I have a pickup truck, an old Chevy pickup truck. I built a lumber rack, ladder rack. I paint houses, murals too. This cuts about almost a truckload of firewood. My truck cut them long and then cut them to size when I get back home from the woods. And this is a cobalt. That was the A.K.A 58V. And I'll link that in the description. Oh, this is an 18-inch. That was a 16-inch. This is a cobalt. And this is an 80-volt battery. It pops out and goes into a charger. And you can charge this with lithium iron phosphate solar battery stations. So you're off-grid, and you can use this indefinitely. It takes bar chain oil. I lost the top foolishly, and I just put the top to the bar chain oil fit. I got to order another end to do it work. And so this one is a little different. You pull back the brake, you push this button, so it's fully charged. You push this button, and you pull no pulling on a rope, none of this. This is the Cobalt 80 volt, and I'll link this in the description below. And its charger looks a little bit different, but that's not important. And so this is my video. And get you a smog. Get you a smog or scarf, like military grade scarf, You can use this for multi-purposes, for a scarf, of course, for something around your neck in the cold, to filter water, to carry fruits and supplies with. If you're in a do-as-you-screw situation, you can bundle up stuff that you're wild harvesting, nuts, berries, fruits that you find, stuff like that in here. And you can filter water with this. The first stage of filtering water, pour it through here to get the solids, and then pour it through charcoal and sand and gravel, then boil it and you can drink it. Pretty much, depending on the source. I'm in this right here. I'm going to be working on this painting as I do videos. You'll see the progression. It'll get me into my painting again because I got off of it. I'm not going to go into personal reasons I wasn't painting, but I'm forward again with that, playing my bass and doing my videos, and I hope to be really regular, Jah willing, God willing.